This show just became Ryan Murphy's wet dream. Gays versus women. Oh, I'm sorry. Warlocks versus witches. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's EJ Marino, and this is About Last Night, the show where I talk about the movie I saw last night. Though this is going to be a little different, I am continuing my review of the most stressful hour of television. Yes, this is American Horror Story Apocalypse Episode 4.
American Horror Story Apocalypse.
Holy exposition dump, Batman. This episode, titled Could It Be Satan? This was filled with so much exposition, so much backstory, so many details. This painted a better picture. Now we kind of have a better idea how we got to where we were. What's Langdon's backstory? How is Coven tied into this? All that was explained, but in one episode, it felt like a lot thrown at me that my notebook was just like, I had to pause to take notes because at least in the first 10 minutes, I was like, oh, there is a lot of backstory in this episode. I believe a lot of this backstory could have been sprinkled throughout other episodes instead of just doing one giant exposition episode where it's just like, and here's the backstory. Or you could have started here, and then we got to the place where we were in the first episode, the end of the world. We got to see Langdon start doing that. Traditional storytelling is not American Horror Story's like cup of tea. They try to do different things. But this was an episode I liked a lot, but I do have some issues with. I have some major positives, don't get me wrong. I got to see the Hotel Cortez. I got more Madison Montgomery. I got more Langdon. There was what I wanted, but at the same time, there was a lot to this episode that I wasn't ready for. I wasn't prepared for. My brain had to watch this twice just to be able to like fully grasp everything. This episode started right where I needed it. There was a lot of backstory with Langdon and Miss Meade's character, not the robot Miss Meade, the original model, the OG Kathy Bates character of this. So basically, Miss Meade, whatever her name was back then, she found Langdon. What makes that interesting is she's a Satanist. Did she know she was finding Satan's baby? Because I'm genuinely like, I don't know if she knew the extent of his madness or what he would be, but I am sure, as she said, he's going to make her proud with his passion for Satan, his backstory for Satan, his DNA of Satan. That was really interesting. I liked her backstory as well, that she's killed husbands, and make sure you check that insurance policy. Life lessons there. If you're going to kill a husband, make sure he has the insurance that you want. Make sure you're not going to get caught. Am I teaching people how to kill a husband? This is not how to get away with murder. But anyways, what I liked about this is we got to see Meade's backstory. We got to see how Langdon was before he got to this character he is now, this powerful warlock slash Satan baby, whatever he is. We'll get into the warlock side. But we got to see how lost he was at one point. He wasn't always as confident as he is now, and I actually really enjoyed that. He's almost like this flawless character, so to start seeing that there is some like chinks in the armor and it's not a perfect, well-made armor suit, he has this weakness to him, I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed the beginning with Langdon, with Meade, but the beginning, the whole start of this episode got great when we went back into present time and we got some Langdon getting shaded by Myrtle Snow saying like the world could be saved but that dinner jacket cannot. I really like that. We also got to see more of that coven picking up the witches that are in Outpost 3. We got way more of that backstory. Maybe not enough. We found out Mallory is very powerful, very special. Cordelia really likes her. Zoe, which is Thaisa Farmiga's character, she has more of the passion for her, but she's not around right now. Where is she? Don't know. But I really like to see Mallory's important. And for all you Coco haters out there, even Madison said she's the weakest of the witches. Don't worry. Though I like that she woke up from being like brought back to life and was pretty calm about it. She just wants her revenge. I really like that. There was a lot to this beginning that I was just like, oh, a normal episode. And then the first commercial break, and then it came back, and we're in a whole different world now. And what is this different world I am talking about? Well, it seems 3 years before the bomb, there was a school of warlocks. Yes, for us Coven fans, warlocks were never mentioned before, and now they're just in the horror story universe? Where were they the witch hunters? Where were they when we needed the witches versus the voodoo? Where were you, warlocks? A complaint I have, this little bit of like backtracking or a little bit of this like retcon of the universe. It's horror story, it's apocalypse. I knew the timeline was gonna get a little messed up, but I was kind of genuinely shocked to see that there's warlocks. Though, the other shocking thing was to see this gang of warlocks. We had B.D. Wong, Billy Porter, Cheyenne Jackson, and then I forgot to get his name, but in my notes, his name was Ariel, the Grand Chancellor. He's kind of the head warlock. This whole group of people was badass. I liked seeing them. I liked that they're all a little campy, all a little effeminate. This was a gang of warlocks I would not mess with. Though they just started to mess with some stuff that they shouldn't be. They kind of find Langdon. Miss Meade found Langdon and to make him a Satanist. And then these warlocks found him, seeing his raw power. His raw power is exploding a man's head. Like Cheyenne Jackson's character is basically like, that is a case of demonic possession. He's not too far off, but they all decide to, let's get him into the school. We need someone as powerful as him to make the alpha. What's the alpha? The alpha is the male supreme. There has never been one, at least in the show's history, they talk about it. There's never been an alpha that's been able to match up to a supreme. Women are just stronger at magic than men. Some BS like testosterone, blah, blah, blah. I didn't mind that, but I was just like, no alpha mentioned before. Maybe that the witches in Coven, like especially like Fiona Good's character, was just like, I don't care, I don't give a damn about no warlocks, so we're not gonna mention them. There is no threat to us. But now the warlocks have a threat. They found Langdon and they think he's the alpha that they've been waiting for. The other twist there that I really was like, oh, okay, Outpost 3 is not Murder House, is not the Hotel Cortez, is not whatever we kind of were predicting. Outpost 3 was the school for these warlocks. That's why Langdon has a connection here. That's why Langdon kind of walked in like, in that first episode, he walked in like he knew the place, like he owned the place. He kind of runs this place, so it's really interesting to see that Outpost 3 was just this like warlock school, was just this area that kind of Langdon, he came into his own, he grew up in. That was a really interesting twist, and it was really cool to see that this is where they tested him. This is where when they finally get Langdon, they break him out of prison, Langdon shows his devil side there. You know, one of the other warlocks, Ariel, the Grand Chancellor, like pushes a guy against a wall and was like, he'll be fine in a couple hours, and Langdon's like, no he won't, snaps his neck, and I'm like, oh boy. And then when he gets to the school, I'm like, oh, maybe they'll just like tone himself down. No. Basically what I think this school is Langdon I don't think is a warlock. He's beyond that. He's beyond an alpha. He is just Satan, baby. I think what's interesting is this is like a serial killer going to school for like serial killing. Imagine a guy who's a serial killer goes to like become a cop and then learns all the stuff to be a cop and then uses all that stuff later on in like battles and things like that. That's what Langdon did here. He kind of had this raw power in him, but then these warlocks are teaching him all this magic, and it's only gonna make him stronger and crazier, and that's obviously what happened as he's ended the world. As Langdon is doing all of these tests at Hawthorne, by all these warlocks, and they're getting him ready, we cut back to Coven, still 3 years before the bomb, and we got to see Mallory. Mallory was one of the girls that Zoe found and was just like, Cordelia, I think she might be something special. And boy, is Mallory special. She changes the color of a rose, makes all the rose petals fall, and brings them back as butterflies. Mallory is strong. I actually think she might even be beyond what a Supreme is. She might just be kind of like the direct opposite of what Langdon is. When they had that face-off, I think last episode, I was really like, oh, she's strong. Now seeing a little bit more of her backstory, not enough, I think we're gonna get more of that later on, but to see how strong she is, just raw witch power, she's gonna be a force to be reckoned with. There was someone who commented last week that she might be a fallen angel or an angel to like counterbalance the devil, and I like that theory. Whoever said that, you might be onto something. Do you have Ryan Murphy phone numbers like, give me some tea so I can spill it in comments. No one will ever know. Genius plan. But no, I really like to see Mallory there. I like to see that the witches from Coven got cocky. They go to the school, the Hawthorne school, for the Warlock school, and they're like, so, what did you call us here for? Myrtle Snow's like, you're making me eat airplane food. I had a reservation at this restaurant. What are you doing? Why are you here? You want this boy to do the 7 wonders? No, bye, pish posh. What a mistake from Cordelia. I like to see that these women are in power. They're better than the men. But just as men do in our real society, that power makes them a little foolish, makes them a little arrogant. And it comes back to bite Cordelia in the ass, because I don't think, ends up seeing how strong Langdon's going to be. She should have listened. She should have let him try to do at least some of the 7 wonders, though he would have blew them out of the water and then really shocked her. But she should have at least been more open-minded. But as it kind of is, once you get this kind of power, you kind of become a little bit of a bigot, and that's what they end up calling her. And she just doesn't believe men should be this powerful or can be this powerful. And boy, I love when she got to meet Langdon for the first time and just faints. She was not ready for his raw, insane power. What a terrifying guy. Recharge halfway through some fruit snacks. Gushers, yum, yum, yum. Would it be crazy if my head just turned into like a giant strawberry like the commercials? Oh, I love Gushers. As Cordelia gets to Hawthorne, I find it really interesting that some of them start calling out for how she's treated her coven. She is like, look, I do not want to do the 7 wonders. I lost Misty Day. And they're like, oh, the one you cared about, because you lost Queenie. She's stuck in the Hotel Cortez. You didn't do a goddamn thing. She does say, I tried. We get to go back to the Hotel Cortez. I was upset we didn't get to see the Countess, but we got to see James March, and he's been playing cards with Queenie for a long time. They're playing game after game. Cordelia, as the Supreme's like, oh, I'm gonna get Queenie out of here. I'm the most powerful witch. Not the Hotel Cortez. I like that they confirmed that the Hotel Cortez is just a hellmouth. It is just where it's like a devil's playground. And I love that. I love that we got late the backstory to the Hotel Cortez, more details about that. But Cordelia is just like, I hated that place. It was scary, it was powerful, it was stronger than my magic, and that's insane. But as she's telling the story, Langdon's literally getting a Skype conversation from his Satan daddy, and it's just like, oh, go to the Hotel Cortez. And does he? One of my favorite moments in I think any horror story is James March meeting Langdon and being scared. If you remember Horror Story, Hotel, James March was a gross psycho man who feared nobody. He feared the Countess a little bit because, she was powerful and he loved her, but he was not ready for Langdon. As he goes there, Langdon's like, I'm gonna bust Queenie out, and Queenie's like, my Supreme just tried. You're not gonna do it. And James is like, oh, he's gonna do it. You need to go. I love to see the fear that he had of Langdon. He was like, I'm not messing with that. Evil sees evil, real recognize real, and he's looking real familiar right now. I was really into that. And so basically Langdon gets Queenie out of the Hotel Cortez. Think about it. He pulled somebody out of hell. Oh wait, he literally pulls somebody out of hell because he gets Madison Montgomery out of her personal hell, which is just retail. Oh my God, it was triggering me. All the stuff she's done, I've done retail jobs. That is my hell. That is a fear of mine. Oh my God, I love seeing it, but that to me also shows Langdon's power. Langdon basically walks into hell with a +1, brings Queenie with him, and is just like, oh yeah, Madison, I'm here to get you out. Because I can. To prove a point. He goes to hell. I guess he has a key to the door because his dad runs it, but he goes to hell and it's just like, Madison's mine, Queenie's mine, thank you. Just here to, and Madison's like, oh, are you gonna use our powers? And he's like, bitch, no, I'm just here to prove a point. And he proves a point. He basically gets this little squad to go up to Outpost 3 where Cordelia, Myrtle, and Zoe are leaving, and he's just like, surprise, bitch, you thought you saw the last of these ones? I got them. Look at my power. Look how strong I am. Langdon, that to me proved he is one to not mess with. You're gonna need someone like Mallory, potentially, whatever her powers are gonna be, to get rid of him, because he pulled somebody out of hell casually pull somebody out of hell just because he could. Yeah, he's gonna be one I cannot wait to see how big his powers are. As I wrap up each episode, I do like to talk about some theories, where we're gonna go into the future now, what's happening. one of my biggest walking away from this is, where are the warlocks now? Does Langdon just suck all their powers out and kill them all? Kind of like what we got to see Fiona do in the first season, or in Coven, when she like sucks that guy's energy to stay younger. Does he do something like that? Because there is no warlocks anymore. Though, theory I have, I think Timothy's a warlock. We kind of talked about him being like an atom. I think, you know, he saw the 666 on the window or on the mirror. Is he a warlock? Is that why his DNA was so special? Billy Porter's teacher character does say the warlock is in your DNA. It's there. I think Timothy might be. And with Langdon's power level being way over 9,000, who's going to be able to stop him? Is it going to be Mallory? I'm telling you, she's going to end up being this like white witch for real, like an angel that comes down to counterbalance him. Like if you are a fan of The Last Jedi, there's not a lot of us, but they say basically when Kylo starts getting powerful, the Force picks somebody random to have that power. I think the Force, or you know, the witch energy picked Mallory to be his counterbalance. Why is that? There's still a connection between the two. Don't know. My theory that she is like a reincarnated twin baby of him might be something. Who knows? But I'm excited to see someone finally be able to take down Langdon, because she might be the only one. Another week, another episode. I try to keep short, but there's just more, like pages and pages of notes that I have to talk with you guys about. Did I miss anything major this episode? We had Miss Meade's backstory. We had the Warlock School. We had the Coven reunion. We had Madison, Montgomery, and Queenie. Am I missing anything? Let me know down in the comments below if I'm missing a big talking point. If you want to talk about anything, there was a lot to dive into. Please comment down below. Also, give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. YouTube takes them very seriously, and I appreciate them. Also, do not forget to subscribe. If you're subscribing to my channel to watch these horror story reviews, thank you. It's so awesome. Also, should I go back and watch other seasons after this one? Because I am like foaming out of the mouth for more horror story. Let me know down in the comments below if you would like to see me like retro review Murder House or Asylum or My Favorite Hotel. Let me know down in the comments below. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of About Last Night.